I'd like to state preemptively for the record, I haven't touched this game in, I'd say, at least, I don't know how long. I want to say a year, but it could be more or less. I don't know. So, I have no really pre-existing opinion to work off of. So if it ends up being I play for an hour and get bored, then I don't know. But I figured it's been long enough. I didn't even realize I had an event going on. So I guess I have to look at that later. But I just wanted to play the game and see if it's still a game. Or if there's any merit to downloading this. I'll let you know. Funkston? Yeah. I could have made a new account, but I already had an email set up, so I'm using that.
Onslaught. Select your champion.
This is like the soldier, right?
Drogos.
All right, I'm gonna avoid purchase voice, but what the fuck is this menu? I guess I'm good. I'm just gonna play for a little bit. Still more alive than Lawbreakers. That's not hard to do, though. That's not hard to do at all. I can confirm this game's not worth it. Just go back to TF2. Would you be offended if I said I'd still rather play this? It's not that I don't like TF2, it's just that that leaves a sour taste in my mouth. At least this I can, you know,
Customize
it's like drinking
your champion.
mouthwash. Yeah, it tastes awful, but at least it's something different. Also, let me know if the audio's janky or loud. Yeah, I don't recognize any. Is that Kratos in the top right? Otherwise, I can't. I also don't like how every different portrait is in a different style.
All will turn.
Maybe I'm nitpicking there, though.
Hi.
Hi. Wow. It's a really high sensitivity. 15? Nah, I'm good. Also, is there a way to up FOV?
The battle is about to begin.
Good enough. Is this even voice act? I couldn't tell if, like, it was a character or just someone in the game. Hold up. I'm turning those way down.
5, 4, 3, 2. The battle has begun.
Have they introduced any new modes to Paladins? Or is it still pretty much still the same, like, payload control point shtick? I can't really even imagine them pulling off their own game mode that well.
Not getting paid enough for this.
Probably should have used abilities.
The tank needs aid.
I'm turning the game down. Portraits are done by different artists, so yeah. There's nothing wrong with different artists getting contracted for work. It's just a little sloppy when, for your game, they're all different. Wow, you guys should probably dodge, huh? Also, I will admit, it's kind of been a little while since I've even played a FPS game. At least a competitive one, so I'll probably be a little rusty as it is. I haven't played Overwatch in like 2 months now. Well, maybe not 2 months, but it's been a little while. I was trying to queue. It's still loud. Hold up. Drastic measures are needed. Actually, that still sounds mega loud. Dude, you're fighting bots until level 5? Really? That's kind of... Is there a way to not fight bots until level 5? I get... Who's KevBit8? Oh, is my team not bots, but theirs is? Oh. There's not a way to play against people? That's fucking stupid. What? You cannot play PvP until level 5. It won't take long. I guess that I can find solace in that, but that's... I mean, they already have enough problems with keeping players. I don't really feel like making it harder for new players to get into the actual game is gonna do it any favors. At least it's good practice, I guess. I can see where they're coming from. It just seems sort of like a shooting yourself in the foot kind of situation. But it does certainly explain how bad they are. I mean, I can still find enjoyment in Paladins, if only because I'm a fan of the, like, movement-based FPS games. Not ones where you can get grabbed, though. I'm not a big fan of any movement and pairing mechanics in games to begin with. Get the dab emote? Is that actually... See, I don't know who's joking and who's not when you say stuff like that. Like, dab emote? I would completely believe exists within Paladins. Try to even out the audio. It's super real. Wish someone told me that before I downloaded it. I'm level 2 right now. I mean, I don't know how long it takes to level, but... if I'm gonna assume that it's 1 level per game, then I guess I just have to play like 3 more.
Into yourselves. Can you see the darkness?
Why even have the sound play?
And so it begins.
Check this play of the game, guys. Literal bots. Check stream Discord, I posted a pic. I'm not a meme review stream, you know that? You get asked like 13 times per... No, I'm still not level 2. You gotta do it a lot, don't you? I have to play better. I get asked like a dozen times per stream to look at my meme. Listen, I'd love to sit here and look at memes, but... I'll inevitably get banned. Because someone's gonna post a raunchy meme.
Siege. Select.
I guess I should try something different, huh? Except
This is
everything
1980.
I
Can't you
haven't
afford a
played is
fucking
getting
haircut?
taken.
Face cam time, daddy boy.
I'm not feeling face cam. What, is my voice not good enough? Listen, I understand that you don't want to have to look at the game, but you want to watch the stream. So I get that you want the face cam, but if I have to endure, then you have to endure. Play in a party, you level up to like 5. I don't think I know anyone that plays this except for like Sealger. I don't even know if he's online. Either way, I need to learn the classes anyway, so I can deal with their spots. I played enough MVM that I can deal with this. Also, this is the only thing I was planning on streaming today. Whether it's an hour or 4. I'm sure I'd be heavily tempted to pick up Smash again, but I'm gonna fight myself on that. What I've learned over the past few weeks, as I've been trying to get back into editing for YouTube, it's that it's a lot harder to stream longer when you sit for 9 hours editing video game footage. So to like start streaming video games, it's doing like 6-hour streams is way more taxing on me mentally, I guess. Nah, no Smash, no Smash. So see, Smash is my relax game, and if I stream it, then I'm not relaxing. I have to do it when no one's watching so that I can say countless obscene words into the Nintendo voice chat app.
Let the battle begin. Good luck.
This is 1980. Can't you afford a fucking haircut?
If I don't get level 5 in the next 10 minutes, I'm playing Smash Brothers. Not really. Thanks, Nautica 1. I don't know who that is. Sounds like nautical. Thanks, whoever. Oh wait, this is like the McCree dude, right? I know not every Paladins character is like a blatant ripoff, but I think this is one that actually is.
This is 1980. Can't you afford a fucking haircut?
Oh, it's Reaper. Oh, it's like both. Yeah, I could see that. Sounds dumb, but why are you playing Paladins? Was it because of the Shammy video? Not, I mean, not explicitly, I guess, though I did see that video in question. No, I haven't played an FPS game in like weeks now. I haven't really played any. I haven't played Overwatch or TF2 in like over a month. And I didn't really want to play either of those, so I kind of figured Paladins exist, so fuck it. If I'm not doing anything, I'll play it for a little bit, see what's up. It's free, it's not going to pay money for it. Listen, I'm not the kind of person that if everyone unanimously agrees that Paladin sucks, then I can't be seen playing it. I have no like obligation. What's the word? I have no pride, no respect for myself, so I'm okay with sullying my own image by playing this. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's okay if you have a lower opinion of me. I don't mind. Also, yeah, Kazoo's bothered me in chat for like a month. That's the real reason. It's not a bad game. Here's what I think is partially Paladin's problem. It's not even that it's particularly bad. It's just that it's a saturated market. I mean, if you see any YouTube video from 2017, I'm sure you've already heard that, but like Paladins on its own, were like Overwatch to never have existed, I think people, it's still, I don't think it'd ever be at like Overwatch level, but it would still have merit to being played, right? Without being compared. But because there are better alternatives, with Paladin, it's just sort of like, yikes. It's like Lawbreakers. Only this one didn't have Cliff Blazinski to hold it down. Check out Ash, Kanessa, Maeve, and Fioria. Alright. Thanks for recommending Charlie Bliss. Love it. Right on. Probably one of my favorite recent artists. Newer indie, I would say. That is a... Oh, so it's like on wheels. That's cute.
This is 1980. Can't you afford a fucking haircut?
Thanks, Brezzy. None of that $60 multiplayer only BS. Yeah. I mean, there's not really that many FPS games in general out right now that I'm dying to play. Overwatch was the last release I felt. And I'm sorry that this keeps, like, going back to Overwatch discussion, but given my amount of time put into it, it's kind of obligatory almost. But like aside from Overwatch, there haven't been any game releases in the FPS genre that really caught me. I even tried Blackout, and I just not for me. Favorite King Giz albums? Number 1, Murder of the Universe. Number 2, Nonagon Infinity. Number 3, everything else. Because there's no worst. Everything else is just third. If you guys go, I think it's nonagoninfinity.com. Or it might be Nonagon I think it's nonagoninfinity.com. And it just plays the entire Nonagon Infinity album on loop. Because the album was made to loop. Like the last song and the first blend into each other. And it's been doing it for years now. Just thought it was funny. Reversal? Oh, is that like Reflect? Does it have a melee? Yep. I think my right click's a melee, but it has like a particle. I don't know if it's like a sneeze.
Victory.
Ash is actually ridiculously good. I have to give it a try then. Feels like 2018 FPS games felt bland. That's a good way to put it. Because, like, what has come out this year? I honestly couldn't even tell you. In online FPS. Drop this crap game and instead play Minewatch. I remember way back at, like, Season 2 of the Minecraft server of mine, I was considering getting that set up. But it's harder for everyone to get into it then. Requeue. I'll try Ash out. Thanks, back check. Oh, we made a Sprite Cranberry meme. Never mind. No thank you. Ever told you sound like I Notorious? I don't know who that is. But thanks, I think.
Siege. Select your champion.
Nonagon's sort of like Pink Floyd. Yeah, I could see that.
Victor.
I think that, I mean, I don't think it's like the Pink Floyd sound, but it's more like they definitely draw some inspiration from Pink Floyd in that, like, they're very experimental rock. Like, very spacious, for lack of a better term. Oh, wait, that's not Ash. Fuck. I totally blanked. I don't know how to change heroes. I'm not locked in. I'll change champion. Shit, where's Ash? I don't have Ash. I can't play that. I'm doing
Customize
soldier.
your champion. You can't intimidate me.
We have BFV, which just bombed because of EA. There was Fallout 76. Oh, yeah. And there was BO4. I don't know if I'd count 76 in that discussion just because it's not really a competitive shooter. I mean, there's, like, combat elements, but, I mean, we all know it's not really a combat game. I was just thinking more like team-based.
Hi.
Hi. Played Bomb King? Oh. Stupid to get to buy characters. I'm not a big fan of the MOBA, what would you call it, template for games in the first place. So while I understand why they do it, I don't think it's a good idea. Who bribed you? You know, from going to the Battle and Brew and seeing high-res posters around every time I went, I just got brainwashed over time, so...
3.
I'm not sponsored, but
The battle
I have lost my free will. There's a, like, a gaming trivia bar that I live by, and I'll go by sometimes. And it's sponsored by Hi-Rez. So every time there's like a trivia night, there's always one like black sheep question that shouldn't be there. And it's like, what's your favorite reason for downloading Paladins? What's your favorite Smite hero that you have 100 hours on? Please play our game. And it's like, alright. You sponsor the bar, so I'm not gonna get mad at you, but I don't think you're fucking slick with these questions. Oh, gets a shield. Played Rainbow Six once. I played Rainbow quite a few times. My roommate plays a lot of it. He's probably downstairs playing it right now. It's not as much for me, though. It is a very fun game, but it's much more mechanically taxing than it is mobility. And I don't know. There's something in my veins that I appreciate mobility more than I do just like game sense. If that makes sense. Rhyme intended. So Rainbow is fun, but I can't really find myself constantly playing it. Game too hard? Honestly, kind of. I think the main problem isn't that it's not my kind of game, it's just that I don't... It's the kind of game you have to put a lot of focus into to get good at, and I don't really want to do that with any game right now. Not even 6 Siege. Like, it's like getting good at, I don't know, Smash or TF2 or any esport. You have to play a lot of it to really master the controls with Six Siege. And I don't know. I'd rather play like a solo single-player game than spend 2 weeks learning how to play Capkin. I hit him. He said as he plays said games. There's a difference between just playing a game that requires input and actually doing it. Like I said, I'll play some Six Siege, I just don't main no Six Siege. COD 6 is looking greasy. My roommate said something that I thought really stuck with me, and he said that Rainbow is what COD should have been. Rather than a game that's like constantly putting out new additions, it should have just jumped under the formula of updating one game over time. Maybe Call of Duty wouldn't have had such a awful reputation today if they had jumped on that bandwagon early. Because, like, when I was younger, it wasn't really that normal to make a game and then update it, right? All of your shooters were a, what would you call it? A sequel to like a previous thing in the series. I need my horse still. Guess I'll run. But now, like, it's standard in the industry. If your game isn't getting updated, it's over. I was watching, what was it, the Game Awards, and I can't remember what game it was. I think it was Dead by Daylight. They were interviewing one of the developers, and they went, yeah, we plan on supporting the game for at least 5 more years. And everyone in the chat was mixed between, you're gonna drop it after 5, and you think it's gonna last 5? I think I'm more towards the latter. But I thought it was funny. Just weird that a developer would comfortably go out and say, yeah, we're gonna keep developing for 5 more years. I mean, I guess it's good to have a long-term model for your game. But it's, yeah, I would say bold is definitely... I would have just said, we have no plans to stop. Like, why have it specifically 5? They say, like, we plan to do it for 5 more, as if in 5 years they're just... The game could be at its peak and they're just gonna stop. Just say, for the foreseeable future, we have no plans to stop development. Use more abilities? I'm trying, but this guy doesn't really have abilities. He just has to frag grenade and run. And, scope in. I guess he has the E. But I haven't really been using this. Not a very smart bot. When is Paladins in 3rd person? Is it not normally? Played this often? No. This is the first time I played in like a year. See? Versus bots, it's really not going to make a difference. But it is good to know. Oh, that looks... I like explosive classes. Too bad I probably would need to buy them. You think it's gonna last 5 is the more accurate depiction of if you actually play Dead by Daylight, especially with the new Legion character that bypasses all game mechanics. Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, when I heard that, all I could think is like, you think you're gonna last 5 years? It's not like... What happens if 2 years down the line they start a sequel? And people are like, you said you do it for 5 years. Now you just dug yourself a grave. Now your game's Dead by Daylight. Is Dredge that one dude with the explosives, the Junkrat? I want to try him. I guess I'm locked in. Dying Light's better. Actually, have not played Dying Light. I had to get a lighter for my candle in my room, and I'm starting to realize that I might be a pyromaniac, because throughout the day I'll just light it and stare at it, and like run my finger through it. Maybe all that hatred for pyro I have is just suppressed love. I say that because if you hear this, that's me playing with the lighter. Channeling your inner caveman? I mean, yeah. We're all hairless monkeys. We kind of have that primal instinct of, ooh, fire. Fire, cool. Look at it. Alright, I'm pushing it away from me, so I stop. I enjoy setting off fireworks. I don't actually think I've ever set off a firework.
Hey Fung, got
My
a
family
pretty
has.
bad cough. Don't know if it's anything serious, but I don't want to go to the doctor.
You should drink some, what is it? Like that, the knockoff Sprite, the cranberry ale or whatever. That'll fix everything. I feel for you, man. Whenever I get sick, I can usually tell the day before. Like, I think a few weeks ago, I was coming, like, there was one day I just woke up and my throat had sort of that dry texture that you associate with strep, but it didn't hurt. And all I could think of is, tomorrow's gonna fucking suck. I streamed that day, and the whole time I was just saying, this is probably the last stream for the next, like, 2 weeks, because tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and be fucking dead. And you know what? I was completely right. I was, like, completely... I was dead. I could not, like, get out of bed. So if you're going through that, I feel for you. All I can say is... treat your body right and eat well. Oh, I like that little green army man skin. Kind of surprised they never gave, like, soldier that in Overwatch. Figured it'd be a given. Alright, I gotta use these abilities. That's like an explosive. And I don't even know what that is. Bad time.
Enemy killing spree.
Creates a rift. Fires projectiles. Fires 3. Throws a harpoon and deploys 2 portals. Okay.
Sorry. Stop the payload. That's too bad.
Getting lost. Yeah, kind of. I feel like that's another big problem I have with games like this. Like, I come from tons of games just like this, and yet every time I pick another one up, it's such a fucking struggle to try and learn it. Just because there's so many elements. And I know once you, like, learn all of it, it's fun, but it's definitely an uphill battle, and it's not a good model for growth. Unless you're made by Blizzard. Streamer struggle. Also that kind of too. I normally don't like getting too quiet just so I can, like, learn the game. But I've been trying to curb that behavior. Just so I don't play like ass for 3 hours. Like that. I know he has a right click, I just haven't been using it. Oh, I thought that was the portal. I was trying to make it over there. I think I have to, like, walk over there.
Just leaving this here.
Teleport doesn't seem as useful when you have to walk to where you want to teleport. But I guess if it's permanent, it could help. What? Have you played Fortnite? I mean, I could count on my fingers the amount of times I booted up Fortnite, but I have played it. I played it once, like, I think early last year on stream, and once, or no, late last year, and one early this year. I've only streamed it, like, twice, and in my free time, I never play it. I don't even have it downloaded. The only times I play Fortnite is when I visit my parents, because my brother's computer only has one game on it, and it's Fortnite. Technically it has Overwatch too, but I don't want to boot that up. Between the two, I would rather play Fortnite. How telling is that to you? I do? Thanks, Ash. I relapse these days to playing Overwatch. I mean, if you enjoy it, there's nothing wrong. I can't really enjoy Overwatch casually. I got into it hoping the game would competitively improve, and it didn't. So I can't pick up Overwatch just to kill time.
3, 2, 1.
What's wrong with Overwatch? Like, overall? I mean, there's a fucking... I'm sure there's a Google Doc if you really want an in-depth explanation, but the Spark Notes version is a lot of mechanics catered towards not having to try. Stuff like, whoa, stun mechanics, and, I don't know, lock-on attacks. Things that don't uniformly create a fun, competitive environment. They balance their game around the lower players as much as they do the higher players, when they should really only balance around the higher players. They don't even balance really that well around the higher players. They don't even have... You know, all of their player testing is, like, in-house. And PTR is where they get their feedback. They don't actually get, like, Overwatch League people to you know, play test. I don't even think they really ask him for advice. They just wait till they're all unanimously telling them what to do. And then they cave. Overwatch League is cancer? I don't know if I'd go that far. I think, like, for the esports environment, Blizzard has done more with Overwatch League than... I mean, what other big esports are there that have, like, been on ESPN? You know, Dota, CS... Those are on ESPN 2. No one watches anything with a 2 in it, unless it's FUNKe, but that's the only exception to the rule. Dota was. I'd still say Overwatch appeals to a wider market than Dota does, and that's what Overwatch League has done. It has at least opened up people that previously didn't care or didn't know anything about esports to at least know something about it. They can say Overwatch, like that competitive thing on ESPN. So while I think Overwatch competitively is a joke, and I think Overwatch League itself is sort of a joke, I think contributing to, like, the general esports world, I don't complain. If you guys want to make mad cash, buy an esports organization. That market cap's gonna 10-thuple in the next 5 years. 10-thuple is, like, supposed to be 10. I don't actually know what the word is for that. What brought this on? I don't know. Just wanted to try it. Also, I guess playing this kind of just gives me an excuse to talk about FPS in general. Because if I'm playing, like, Smash or something, I don't really want to sit here and talk about Overwatch or TF2. But with Paladins, you know, it's relevant. Why do I hear, like, a lolly in my left ear? I don't like that. What was your original career plan in life? Originally, I was anticipating going into digital media, and, well, if you want to go really far back, when I was, I'd say around 11 or 12, it was my life goal to work at Jagex, the guys that make RuneScape. That was, like, my end goal. But as I got older, stopped liking RuneScape and Jagex as a whole. I started learning Source Filmmaker, learned to animate. So when I graduated high school, I went into a semester of college for digital media. I was trying to go in for animation, but I had to, like... The only thing, like, the colleges near me down in Florida had, other than maybe, like, Full Sail, was, like, digital media courses, so I had to go through that. So I guess, like, my original career... what would you call it? Path? Was either graphic design or animation. But, you know... I don't... What I've found is I don't work well under people. I think I developed severe authority issues when I was young, so... it's really hard for me. I mean, it's hard for everyone. I don't mean to be like, my life is so hard, but... I work best when I'm working under, like, my own... I don't know, efforts. And, you know, creating content was a good way to do that, so... Right now, at least, that's kind of... At some point, it switched to that. Do you have any passions? I mean... aside from gaming... I play a lot of music in my free time. Learning instruments. I mean... I don't know, it's hard to, like, describe what qualifies as a hobby, because there's a lot of topics I'm interested in learning about, like robots and AI and stuff, but I wouldn't call that a hobby. That just means I watch a lot of fucking documentaries, and it's not really a hobby. Learn the saxoboom. Oh, I don't think I'm ready to take on the saxoboom, but I'll keep emailing Jack Black until I get that one-on-one lesson. Favorite podcast? Recently, I've been listening... I can't remember his name. The guy that voices Winston in Overwatch. He has a podcast for voice acting. Like, for getting into the voice acting industry. And I'm not, like... giving it my all to become a voice actor, but I think it's cool to learn about stuff like that. So I've been listening to that. I used to listen to a lot of TF2 podcasts back in the day. Crits Cast and Control Point, specifically. Yeah, I don't know what I haven't played yet. It's a what is his name from Naruto? I can't remember. It's Kakashi. What's his name? I tell you if I knew it. I mean, if you just look up like Winston voice actor podcast, you'll find it. But I mean, I don't listen to that many podcasts. I'll listen to some of the Pizza Party podcast by Rebel Taxi, some of the official podcasts from Critical and Crew. But I don't, like, listen to that much podcast in the first place. Obviously, the Radcast is my #1, but I feel like I'm a little biased there. Who is someone you really don't like? As I've left my teen years and adapted to being an adult, I found that hating people is not really a healthy practice. I don't really hate anybody. There are people that I don't want to associate with, and people I avoid, but I don't hate anyone. Everyone's got their... Well, there are people I hate, but not, like, specific. Like, specifically bigoted people I'll hate, but... It's more about the ideologies than them, you know?
The battle is about to begin.
As someone who got hated a lot when I was younger, I know people make mistakes. And that's why we should forgive Logan Paul.
5,
No, I've not written my own death note.
The battle has begun.
I'm happy they made CS:GO free to play. I think it'll really help with the hacker issue.
You are like your lower intestine, stinky and full of hot air.
Don't make fun of my lower intestine. What is this? I've also been having a bit of an identity crisis with general FPS games. My whole life I've played classes like this, where it's like auto fire, quick moving. But I've recently found I actually enjoy like burst damage classes a lot more. Stuff like Junkrat or Soldier. You know, explosive type stuff. And it's really sent me in a whirl. It's like I don't know who I am anymore, you know? Damn, that lasts a while. It's like an ultimate. You ain't ready for him? I'm V spots. I'll be alright. I haven't played Gen 4, but I doubt there will be a character antagonist as deep, complex, and established or explained as N. I am optimistic for the next Pokemon game because they're changing a lot of the directors. The previous director of a lot of the recent Pokemon games stepped down after Let's Go, and I'm really excited about that. I did not like how they've been handling Pokemon. Again, that's the video idea that I've been sitting on. It'll probably be out next month. So, I mean, if you really want my opinion, wait a little bit and you'll get to really know it. But right now, I kind of agree with you. I don't think they're ever gonna reach that level as like N or a lot of the older characters did, but I do think the games will go in a better direction in the next few years, assuming whoever they put in charge of the new ones really change the formula and not just in casualifying it. Nintendo keeps liking to say that they're changing the formula with Pokemon, but they have yet to do that at all. Let's Go is the same game but stripped down. Sun and Moon is the same game but like stripped down and, you know, stuff renamed. There's no longer gyms, they're just trials. I think the next Pokemon game will actually do that. And with that will hopefully come deeper character lore. Okay. Pokemon actually good, or is it just the nostalgia? Are you speaking objectively? I would say there are objectively good reasons to play Pokemon. I think it provides a fun experience you can't get with many games. However, I would also say that over the years, Nintendo has done worse at evolving the formula. I know, it's funny. I use the word evolve. Like, with every game generation, it hasn't naturally progressed. You look at a game like the original Legend of Zelda, and then you compare it to Breath of the Wild, and it's a natural progression. It had some weird, like, puberty phases with, like, Skyward Sword, but it naturally progressed as a series. I don't think Nintendo has done that very well. But I think the games as themselves are good. I think if you've never played a game like Pokemon and you picked up Heart Gold or Soul Silver, you would like it. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I can say that it's not overhyped. It's not like people only like Pokemon because they played it when they were a kid. People play Pokemon because Pokemon is fun. It doesn't mean there aren't bad parts of newer Pokemon games. That just means there are fun parts to Pokemon worth playing. And the reason I say Heart Gold or Soul Silver is because I don't think picking up Crystal is the best idea. when there's a better alternative. I'd say, like, play Heart Gold or Soul Silver, then play that. That way you can really see what changed. I wouldn't do it the other way. I'm good, Sad Spud. I'm good. You never get into Pokemon, I feel like it's difficult. The games themselves aren't difficult. You can literally play Pokemon by leveling your starter and then using its strongest attack every fight until you beat the entire game. Online and competitive Pokemon is extremely difficult to get into. There's a lot to learn. But Pokemon itself, it's pretty simple. Like, there's a lot to learn if you want to learn, but it is not hard to just, like, beat a Pokemon game. Goodbye. For Alligator and Surf. Yeah, that was my childhood. Beating the entire game. Yeah, there's competitive Pokemon. There's competitive everything. I got Doomfisted. Time to use this E. Pokemon just as a game doesn't interest me. That's fine. I've actually learned as I've gotten older that I don't like Pokemon as much as I used to. I think it's very grindy. I don't think the grindy aspect of Pokemon is fun. I don't think having to walk through a patch of grass over and over to level your Pokemon is fun. I think that the game needs to either improve combat. I didn't E. It needs to either make combat more fun by giving it, I don't know, some sort of interactive elements similar to, I want to say, like Super Mario RPG or All-Stars. Or I don't know if like, or like Deltarune. I'm sorry. But something like that to make it feel a little less monotonous on the grind. They tried to do that with Let's Go. They got rid of the grinding on enemies on wild Pokemon and just feeding them candy or whatever. But it didn't really fix. It's almost like you went too far in the other direction now. Because now it's not hard to level your Pokemon, you can just fill them up. I think there needs to be a balance. What RuneScape client do you use? OS Buddy. At first I was against using... I wasn't against, but I didn't want to use one. But I saw Critical streaming with OS Buddy, and I saw you could, like, mark tiles in NPCs and stuff. And I'm like, oh shit, that's going to make things way easier. So I got it. I had to catch 1 million Pokemon to level up. Yeah, but at least you're not sitting in a single battle menu. At least, like, you're in and out quickly. Just awkwardly no music for the rollout, I guess. Weird, because, like, in Overwatch and TF2, if there's no music, there's ambient noise, right? You hear the birds chirping and the factories running. But in this game, it's just dead silent. If there's not music. And it's kind of, like, awkward. That is fucked. I haven't played Pokemon Go since I lived in Florida. So, like, 3 years? 2 years, maybe? A long time. After they removed the 3 footstep thing in Pokemon Go, I stopped playing it. Thoughts on Rewind 2018? I think it's great that something can bring everyone together. Whether you're, you know, political or non-political, or you don't even live in the United States, or you don't even use the internet. Everyone can come together and hate YouTube Rewind. Do you guys know that it recently became the #1 most disliked video on YouTube? I know you already know that, but I'm trying to segue the conversation here. Give me a break.
There are no winners among warriors, but there are nice job.
I kind of like Koga. Gives me Tracer vibes. For obvious reasons. Are you gonna be in 2019 Rewind? That sounds like career suicide, sad Spud. Here's the thing. Everyone watches YouTube Rewind and goes, who the fuck are these people? I don't want to be the guy that people see and go, who the fuck is that? Excuse me? Alright, that's one way to get me to keep playing. I'm not gonna lie, Hi-Rez. I see. Is there a developer in chat? I think there's a developer in chat. He just gave me this. Thanks, man. I'm joking. It's like they knew. Deleted.
C. Select your channel.
Oh, I have to use it, obviously. I think they actually get the engineer's voice actor to do these lines, don't they? He's not doing that voice. They do? Nice. I just unlocked the game Team Fortress 2. Now if, like, people that only watch me for TF2 come in, they're not gonna see a problem. They're gonna be like, oh, he's just playing TF2 with a texture pack on. Change category to TF2. I can get banned for that. Otherwise, I would happily. Yeah, I get why, like, I have to play against bots, because I gotta get to level 5, but why are these people at level, like, 23? Is the search queue that bad? That they have to play against bots? Why does FUNKe have auto-buy on? Because I don't want to have to manually buy. Alright. I'm going for the, sentry build here. I'll play this one in third person just so everyone can appreciate it.
Prepare for battle.
He's almost as tall as the actual engineer.
Five, four,
We must
three,
go.
2,
This beats
1. Let the battle begin.
Did you guys know the reason Nolan North had to voice the engineer for Expiration Date was because the actual engineer's voice actor got arrested during that? It's totally not true. I just made it up, but someone probably believed me when I said that. I've been doing that shit for like 6 months, and people still fall for it every time. Spitting out blatantly wrong but believable facts has become my favorite pastime. And they call Twitch streamers gullible.
The payload.
Can I, like, get on my horse? Where's my horse? Shit, I keep instinctively holding right click to try and zoom in. NGVA, and this is hilarious. He sounds so depressed. Yeah, no kidding.
Thanks for the heal.
Look at that AI, guys. Look at that AI go. truly a game in development for 3 years. Actually, it's been in development for longer than Overwatch. A while. How long has this game been developed? I want to say like 2013? It closed beta in 2015. Yeah, but it started development before Overwatch, and Overwatch had closed beta early 2015. So it was earlier than that. Because Overwatch was in development for years prior. You're an evil psychic. Last team you talked about how terrible chihuahuas are, and the same day my parents announced we're getting one. You know what really sucks? Half Japanese girls walking into my house and handing me $1 million. I hate when that happens. It sucks. Those are stupid stance. Fire! Fire! Is it weird that I could kind of see TF2 in this art style by looking at this skin? It's kind of the same style, but more, you know, polygons. I don't like the color scheme of Paladins, though. I feel like it's very, it's like the Publix brand art style. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of teal tinted with a bit of desaturation and rounded edges. Like the go-to art style for any game in 2018. But other than that, at least like in models, it's not bad. I didn't know there was a war between animemes and history memes, but hopefully a truce can be found. I feel like they could learn from each other. We're all chickens and we won. Play Kinesa next. If I don't forget at the menu, I will. Animemes has 177,000 on their side, so they always win. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even realize Animemes was a thing. And that sounds like something I would have known as a thing. And wish that I didn't know it as a thing. Wasn't Animeme that awful YouTube channel? Oh yeah, why'd you have to remind me of that? It was like animated memes. Kinesa. Wait. Fuck. It says lock in, but it sends me back to the menu. There. Boost? Select a booster.
Great. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Thanks so much.
What anime are you binge this week?
This week? What have I watched? Fuck, I don't remember. I was watching a movie, but I don't remember what. The last thing I watched was like the dub episode of Goblin Slayer, but Started playing some started watching some FLCL again. Because I started watching FLCL, but I never finished it. FLCL is just a fucking acid trip of a show. Like, it literally is a stream of consciousness. Whenever I put that show on, Fully Cooley, alright, Fully Cooley, I've been watching. Because I had never finished it. And it's a good show. It's a show, like, it's like this really complex metaphor for like, puberty, basically. Like, it's about all of the weird shit, like how strange adapting to growing up is as a kid. But it's, like, really abstract. Like, blocks growing on kids' foreheads as a metaphor for like, boners. That kind of weird. But I like it. Weird as shit, but great. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Team? Hello? I got bots on my own team now. Actually, I think they actually are bots. Did everyone leave? What's the point of even queuing if I'm the only person in the game? Also, what level am I? Level 4. I'm one game away from being able to play. You can't leave the game? Too late. I feel like check my Netflix to see what was the last thing I watched. You guys want my Netflix login? You can share it. Dragon Pilot and The Office were the last things I've watched. One of those is an anime. Guess I'll do Kinessa again. The Office, lol. I haven't watched in like 6 years. Well, not 6. Like 3 years. I'm allowed.
Customize your champion.
It's just business, kid.
Here's the thing. What happens with me generally is like I'll start watching a bunch of anime as my go-to binge, and then I'll realize the only thing I'm watching is anime. So then I like force myself to find something that isn't anime to watch. And that usually ends up being The Office. Dragon Pilot, aka the Vor anime? From what I know of it, yes. You guys want to hear my like one sentence description of Dragon Pilot? So think of How to Train Your Dragon, but the dragon eats the kid instead, like before every training session. Like instead of him riding the dragon eats him. That's Dragon Pilot. It's literally that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin. Have fun.
Are you taking anime suggestions? I won't stop you, by all means. I have a bad track record of taking recommendations, but I mean, I don't really have anything to watch right now, so. Eh. Dragon Maid? I think I know what that is. It's not really my type. I'm not into romantic anime. I'm not into episodic anime as much either. I like thrillers. I like action thrillers. make PP hard.
Wicked, bub.
The payload.
I didn't actually know what that did. I just wanted to test it. Baki new anime? I haven't heard of it. Watching a JoJo today, and I got an ad for lesbian incest. For some reason, my phone has like a if I swipe all the way to the left, there's like the pre-built-in news and advertisement or whatever section. And it started consistently listing like borderline hentai as advertisements to me directly on my phone. And it had me concerned, not just because they had the audacity to do that, but because it concluded that I would be interested in that. It wasn't even the fact that they did it. It's that they thought I'm the person that wants that. What does that tell me about my viewing habits? The Thrillers watch Psychopaths. It seems episodic but gets linear later. Alright, word. You can't teleport in the air? That's kind of dumb. Mob Psycho. I watched a bit of Mob Psycho. It almost felt too deep for me. Too deep for me. Like, there's so much going on. I want all of the mystery of a thriller without having to do any of the mental work to follow it. You know what I mean? You read manga? Not like constantly, but sometimes. I got like a bookshelf of stuff I like. How's this game seem so far?
3, 2.
Pretty much exactly how I felt at the start of the stream. It's a worse alternative to other things on the market, but it's not bad. It's fun. It's just, it's sort of an inferior version of other things already on the market. And I feel like that's the #1 drawback of this game. Like, what am I coming to Paladins for that I can't get anywhere else? Also, I don't really feel like it has that much personality. I feel like the personality of Paladins is just... it's just riffing on everyone else. It's like, yeah, we're like kind of silly. We're like a serious game, but you know, we got silly characters. God, I've never fucking seen that before. It's really groundbreaking stuff, guys. I want to see the opposite. I want to see like a hilarious setting game where everyone takes themselves way too seriously. It's a shooting game that's based in Candyland, but it's full of G.I. Joe veterans. All of the NPCs in the world are like Hello Kitty characters. And then you just have these gruff bad dudes with straight up blood and gore everywhere. So basically Overwatch? Nah, Overwatch is like 2 characters, like Reaper and Soldier. Everyone else is like a fucking goof. I'm talking about, like, brooding anger. I'm not talking about, like, they have a tragic backstory, so they're right to be angry. I mean, like, straight up, dude, why are you upset? Chill. Junji Ito is top tier for me. I've read a lot. I've read the whole Uzumaki. What is it? Shingles? The entire, like, volume of all those stories. I haven't read, what is it, Tomu? But probably should. Or Tomi. I don't know. Just, who hurt you? Who made you this way, soldier? Castle Griffinsteed has a level like what you're describing. Maybe I gotta check it out then. I can finally play against other players in this competitive FPS game. I just downloaded it for the bots. I didn't even realize you could fight people. Junji Ito is literally just anime Lovecraft. And that's why I like it. I never really took myself for like a horror Lovecraft guy, but Junji Ito got me into it. Someone watched a Shammy video? Did I reference it? I've watched some of his videos. I like them. It wasn't intentional if I did. Are you a full-time streamer? No. I mean, I guess technically part-time, but it's not like full-time. If I was full-time streaming, I wouldn't be taking three-day gaps in between each one. That can only be excused from editing YouTube videos. The hell is this music? Full-time streamer who never streams. I was told that Twitch would be more lucrative than YouTube, but my bank isn't even rolled yet. What the fuck? I've been lied to. I thought I'd never have to edit ever again. Guess for the foreseeable future, I'll have to keep trying.
Customize your champion. The spirits.
Full-time not streamer. Lovecraft, the guy that channeled his racist angst, I assume you meant, to create an entire pantheon of gods. I didn't know Lovecraft was a raging racist. Damn. You could tell he was very upset about it then, if that's what came out of it. Uzumaki lost traction with me after a while, like, it went on too long. You have to keep in mind, Uzumaki isn't, like, necessarily a narrative. It's more of a collection of smaller stories that form a narrative. But I get what you mean. I agree. When I finished Uzumaki, I won't spoil anything. But when I finished it, I was a little, like, feeling that way. But, I don't know. I feel like as I gave it some time to ruminate, and I kind of thought about it, I started liking the story overall. I'm alright with how it was overall handled. Why you play a game you don't even like? When did I say I hate Paladins? I've cracked jokes about Paladins. I made fun of it. I make fun of TF2. And that's like my favorite game of all time. It's literally my fucking job to make fun of TF2. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I have managed to buy food by making fun of TF2. Let's put it that way. Someone's got to make those 10-minute long erase reviews. Keep those vids up. Thanks. See, that was like from a phase where I just kind of wanted to try more non-gaming, what would you call it? I guess vloggy type things. I don't know. A lot of my raging opinions I'll usually vent out here, so it feels weird. But I'll keep up those scathing videos. So let's just agree that Lovecraft wasn't a good person, and leave it at that. When's that anime-related video you're making coming out? I am slating it for December 27th. It'll potentially be done earlier, but with the holidays coming up, and with my habit of being behind schedule, I'm putting it at the end of the month. So, The reason I say this 27th specifically and not like the 25th is because it's not a Christmas video. It's not really a holiday video at all. Also, the 27th is an anniversary for my YouTube, so I just figured it's a good time. And by the way, that's partially the reason streams have slowed down a bit this month. I mean, I'm not really streaming any less than I did like 2 months ago. But I got into a groove of streaming like every day, and now it's back to like once every 1 to 2 days. That's because I've been slaving, animating, and editing. Getting ready to propose to my channel? Well, they're only 10, so maybe wait another decade first. Yeah, I'm willing to have it be anime related. It's not an anime video, it's just related to anime. I want to clarify that. Well, it's really anime related, but it's not anime. I don't have to explain myself. Where does this character get all his axes from? I don't know, you should ask him. When's the next FUNKe TV? Is the next? Yeah, it's a FUNKe TV. The next one. I was confused because this felt like a familiar mechanic, and I realized there's something like it in Realm Royale. The axe throwing, the warrior, I think. So that's what happens. I got an achievement. I was curious what would happen. Do you think that man learned fire burns without putting their hand into it? At some point in history, some Neanderthal stuffed his fucking dick into a fire and it burned, and that's how we knew to not do that. I'm just doing the same thing, but with mining equipment. Oh, that's a grapple. Probably shouldn't have grappled at 5 enemies. I'm pretty sure he'd use his hand first. You really don't think that a Neanderthal would use his dick first? When at that point in time, our heritage literally existed for the purpose of sticking our dick in everything? You really want to believe that they use their hands to test fire? You don't think there wasn't one kinky caveman that was like, ooh, fire hurt. Me like hurt. Me have idea. You're just fucking lying to yourself otherwise. I have like 0.7% Neanderthal. Not 25% though. Neanderthals are higher life forms. Prove me wrong. Yeah, well, after we murdered all of them, I can definitely say they're in a higher place than us. Depending on what you believe. They're such a high being, then why do they only make up a fraction of our DNA? Neanderthals aren't extinct, per se. They still live on in the human genome. A large portion of humanity has at least some percent of Neanderthal. The evidence for that, or I guess that is evidence towards us not genociding Neanderthals, but rather potentially crossbreeding with them enough that they stop being dominant. Although I think it's much more likely we killed a ton of them, but a couple of them look just human enough that they didn't get genocided, so some of the genes lived on. But we definitely fucking, like, murdered them. Like, we did not hold back. We went full dodo on those guys. It's pretty crazy. Like, we did a genocide run. There was, like, some Neanderthal dressed as Sans. They sound the same, too. I'm sorry, I went too far with that joke. I realized the second I started that I went too far with it. Please don't bully dodos. Something tells me that their feelings won't get hurt. What the hell? Well, Latina. Hey, on the bright side, I can finally leave the queue and fight humans. I was Paladins. Honestly, I'm not hating it. I wouldn't say I'm, like, enjoying it. I'm not enjoying Paladins like one enjoys a fine wine, but I am not dissuaded from playing it, at least. So is it already set up for PvP, or do I need to change anything? I'm gonna assume it's already good. Use more abilities? I'm trying, me have small Neanderthal brain. Me no think good. We had a distinct advantage. We could talk, they couldn't. Wait, really? Neanderthals didn't even have a primitive form of communication? They definitely, like... There's no way they were so different that they were incapable... Well, I guess maybe. We were definitely better than them, but I wasn't aware that I guess I knew that we had better communication. I didn't think theirs was that bad. Especially if we could crossbreed with a Neanderthal, then there's no way they're so different that they can't, you know, develop language. Is Funky Dude in The Good Life a reference to your content? That's correct. Cuomo actually emailed me way back in 1996 and asked if he could use my likeness for the song. And I obliged, because, you know, I kind of looked... I look... Rivers looks up to me like an older brother, right? So, I gave him that much.
Your champion.
Man, I'm great. Thanks for doing everything, Bolt. Shut it.
See, here's, like, my mental fight I'm having, I guess. Conflict. My mental conflict. It's like... I'm enjoying this, but... There's nothing that makes me want to, like... get good. There hasn't been any... Maybe that's because I've been fighting against bots, partially. But just so far in the game, it's just, like... If one of my friends asked me to play it, I'd say yeah, but that's kind of it. I guess there's the card system where I've been automating. But I'm just not a big fan of mechanics like this to begin with. It's not that they're bad, it's just... I'm not super into it. Neanderthals could make approximations of speech by making elaborate grunts. Also, they mostly lived in small groups of extended family as opposed to humans who lived in larger villages. That would explain it.
2. Let's go. 1. The battle has begun.
Not played battle right. Nada. Alright, I'm against players now. I can't play like an idiot. Almost too.
No more screwing around.
Card systems in the champ menu? Oh. Well, I'll have to look at that after this. Requires too much thought. I can kind of summarize my life with that. It requires too much thought. I'm not gonna do it. You know, half of like the Funk TVs that I animate are completely jerry-rigged because I'm too lazy to do better solutions. For an example, and I'll have to like dumb it down. Oh, bombs. When I animate Funk TV, the mouth movements, I generally automate them using like a source filmmaker trick, but the Scout model for whatever reason is broken and the face won't let you automate it. So what I do is I hide the Scout's real head and replace it with a fake cutoff one that does work. So when you see a Funk TV, there's actually a second head hidden inside of his torso. Now, the technical solution to this would be going into the files and adjusting the phoneme folders so that you can actually edit it, but that's too much work. So I just hide a second head in all of the Funk TVs. That's partially why the camera angle is stuck from the front. Because if you looked at the back of the Scout during that, you would see a fucking deformed second Scout head, a Siamese twin attached to him. The times that you see the Scout turn around in it, I have to like animate the head inside of his torso, sticking out his back, to go to the other side of him, so it's sticking out of his chest. Why do I animate Funk TV like stop motion? Because it's easier. It takes less time to make. I thought it'd be harder? No. I mean, it depends on how you animate. It depends on your workflow of animation, but I do keyframes, which... If you're doing keyframe animation, then that means you're doing basically stop motion first, and then you're smoothing it out, and then you're like adjusting keyframes so the timing of like punches and stuff is like clean. But that's like you could just cut out 3 of those steps and just leave it at keyframing and you're good. I do a little more than that. Everything that's not like the Scout and Funk TV, I usually spline animate. Like the background stuff and the NG and all the other characters. Because generally there's not too much I have to animate there. It's just like 1 or 2 scenes. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll do all the work for it. But for like the main thing, can't really afford that. Where are you going, Groot? Look at, he's trying to bait me out. Did he... Oh, Vlex, buddy. My level 5 mate. I like the stop motion. I mean, keep it... It's not just because it's easier. If it was easier, but it looked really bad, I wouldn't do it. I like stop motion type animation. I actually have learned a couple of tricks in between since the last Funk TV, so the next one should look at least somewhat more clean, if nothing else. Turns out for like years, I've been fucking editing videos for literally, I'd say over 10 years now, since I was a kid. And the entire time, I just accepted that YouTube makes the videos' colors look awful. They make it look way darker, way more contrasty and just ugly. And I accepted there was nothing I could do about it. And turns out that there's like this thing where, what's it called? You have to like change it from studio RGB to computer RGB. So basically like these technical color settings when you're editing in order to get rid of like the super ugly contrast YouTube ads. And it's such a simple thing. You literally hit 2 buttons while you're editing, but no one ever tells you that. There's not like a guidebook to YouTube, and there's not a guidebook to like editing. Took me fucking 10 years to learn that. But that means at least from here on out, my videos won't be as contrasty. Oh. Quick, boy. Probably should have done that outside the door. Your gameplay makes me start up Paladins and play it correctly. What about if you tried claymation? I feel like claymation is an additional skill. You can't, like, knowing how to stop motion animate doesn't mean you'll know how to claymation animate. You have to know how to make claymation characters for one. Which, I mean, I guess I'm artistic enough that I could probably fake it. But I'm not really that interested in doing it. To be honest, I never really thought animation was my strong suit. It's just animating adds something creative, so it's not just a commentary. So that's kind of the reason I use it. It wasn't even because I think it needed animation. It's just better than nothing. Can do Legos. Can do brick animation. But I think I'm good. Yeah, anything stop motion you'll find takes a long, long time. I have a pretty decent workflow in Source Filmmaker, so I can generally feel like I'm getting a lot done. Plus, I like really just minimize the process. But if you've never tried to animate something, I recommend just trying it once in your life, just so you understand how painful it is. And I don't recommend you try to learn animation because it is soul draining. But it's... you do it right, it's rewarding. That's a reason why a lot of the storytime YouTubers are very, like, basic. Not to, like, make fun of them, but... you know, like, black and white colors only, with a lot of stop motion-y type thing, and the only real thing they animate is the mouth. The reason they do that is because it's a quicker workflow to create. And again, that's not a bad thing. Plenty of people do it well. The Hamster Man, I'm back to haunt your live streams. You're 2 months late, but I'll allow it. Lazy Purple's Halloween video was great. I shot him a message immediately after and said, like, thank you. All of the pain that I've lived through, and for you to finally like, no one really knows how much suffering goes into being a Source Filmmaker user. It's literal suffering. I messaged Lazy after the video, and I said, using Source Filmmaker is like being in an abusive relationship. And he's like, it totally is. I specifically avoided saying it in the video because it felt a little, like, harsh. But it really is. Fernando. Yeah, why not? The oppression of source filmmaker makers. Here's the thing. Source filmmaker doesn't really translate that well into professional programs like Blender or Maya. Obviously, like, the basic animation principles do, like how you do keyframes and stuff, but fundamentally, the program is just, it's very streamlined, and while that's really good for using Source Filmmaker, it also means that if you get sick of Source Filmmaker, you're kind of stuck with it. Because what are your alternatives? Learning how to use Maya? Good fucking luck. I don't even want to be an animator. It's just useful for my line of work. Although there was a point, like, I really wanted to be an animator. But that kind of wore off when I realized how soul-draining it was. I decided, man, fuck hard work. I'm gonna play video games and get paid for it. A real man's job. They say gamers are the most oppressed people on the earth, and, you know, I'm willing to take that risk. For a better tomorrow, so that my children don't get as abused as I do as a gamer. I will pursue that job. SFM's the animation program that gives you Stockholm Syndrome because you can't do anything else. It gives you Stockholm Syndrome because you'll get 300 hours into a project, and then the file will just stop fucking working, and then you'll start panicking and you'll literally start sucking Source Filmmaker's dick. You'll go through all of the files, you'll like validate it. You literally have to validate Source Filmmaker. Like a fucking like a girlfriend that threatens breaking up with you. You have to validate your relationship. No, please, please, it's working so well. Don't lose all of my files. That's how it feels. The amount of time you guys don't understand. When I make a FUNKe TV, I literally have to use like 5 different project files, because if one file gets too big, the program shits itself. If it's over like 1 minute of footage for whatever reason. Like if I do a normal project, anything but FUNKe TV, I can go up to like 5 minutes easy. But for some reason, when I animate FUNKe TV, after like 1 minute of footage is animated, it lags beyond fucking belief. Crashes every hour. So I just have to make like 3 different project files, copy the files over, and then cut it down into little bits. It is the most frustrating thing, and I have no way, no alternative. Where you going, Killer Bean XD? You know the feeling of death-like pain going 3 hours into making a vid project and then SFM crashes and you lose all the footage? Yeah, but I feel that about every program, especially Vegas, Sony Vegas. Dude, there have literally been times where I finished a video, like 9 minutes worth of editing, and then the file will just stop working. It just will stop working for literally no reason. And I will straight up go to the store, buy a 6-pack, and drink myself into a pile of tears until I fall asleep. Not literally, but God, do I want to when that happens. I have to like search through all of my files for backup saves and then like splice them all together. And then I still have to always end up re-editing like 2 minutes worth of shit. It was a joke. I don't actually drink myself into a pile of tears. I want to clarify that. Oh, probably should have kept that up. This sucks. Also, I do not like that payload pushing sound. Roof. Orisa? My advice, my general advice, if you want to get into any level of content creation, whether it's art or videos or music, don't do it. Wait like 8 years for when technology catches up far enough that, you know, it won't randomly crash for literally no fucking reason. Like, people like to make jokes about, like, it literally crashed for no reason and stopped working. And they aren't joking. Things will literally crash for no fucking reason. Never tell you what the issue is. And then you'll have to find some stupid workaround. It doesn't matter whether you're using Ableton Live to make music or using Premiere to edit videos. Whatever you do, don't. Here's my advice. Pay someone else to do it for you. That seems to be what most YouTubers do. And it works out for them. More than me.
Point spawning in 15 seconds.
I want to turn back on auto buy.
Ooh, I look good.
Good enough.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's games like these that make me really want to go to the doctor and get an ADHD test. Because as far as I'm aware, my whole life I've never had it. But whenever I play things like this, suddenly, I'm incapable of basic thought. Me want shoot. Me want shoot. Me want fight. I don't want to read. Me want fight. I don't think the streaming helps. I'm gonna do it anyways. I wish you luck. Poor bastard. Doesn't know he's getting into. Oh. I didn't know it as a that did. Okay. Now I know. As a guy who works with computers a lot, I can wholeheartedly say that computers are the most bipolar things ever. Sometimes shit just doesn't work. I think the issue is it's always like backline stuff, right? The program just has like some error that isn't like a user face error. It's not like you did anything wrong. It's just it like computed something incorrectly. It got ahead of itself. And the problem is, it doesn't know what to tell you when that happens. It's just like, fuck, man. I'm not working. About drawing programs. See, I only really use like Photoshop, so I can't speak. But I have a lot of artist friends, and they seem to concur that it's just as bad as like any other program. The amount of times like they'll lose a save. Nice ult, not. I'm learning, guys. Oh my god. It's gonna be spicy for me in the future, huh? Oh yeah. Good luck. As much shit gets thrown Hypercam 2's way, I've never had a crash. That's fair. In my RuneScape days, I never had an issue with Hypercam. It looks like the Reaper just dabbed for a second. He was like rushing into a wall, but his hand placement was Massively sus. Oh my god. How do you even heal in this game? I guess by getting healed.
15 seconds remaining. 9, 8,
I'm sure someone uses hypercam.
5, 4.
I don't see why you would when like OBS is free, but I'm sure someone still uses hypercam. Some like 12-year-old kid that didn't get the memo. NC team? What does NC mean? Nice cat.
Point spawning in 15 seconds.
Whoa. That's crazy. Post was made by Live Split Free Gang. Does Live Split let you record? Damn, I didn't even realize. I knew it was used for like speed running and keeping track. I didn't realize it was a recording program too. Actually, no, am I getting mixed up with something? Still, I feel like I'd rather go with OBS. You do know what class I am, right? Bye. I use Fraps too, but Fraps is like a RAM hog. It makes my computer run like ass. These days I use DxTory if I need to record in-game footage, and OBS for streaming. E to be immortal? Oh, I forgot about that. I didn't realize it made me immortal. I just figured it gave me like a super strong close range attack. I wouldn't really recommend Fraps, but if it works for you, then it works. Also, big like file sizes. You can like get it down, but it's not as customizable, I don't think. The fuck? That's some resistant, don't you? Later, Valvo. Watch him grab me through shield. Hey, I used it at least. You know what you should do? Hire someone else to play and record the video game for you, then become a YouTuber. Then you're only doing a third of the work. All you need is your voice. That's what I should do. Anyone want to get paid to play video games for me? Nah, who am I kidding? No one would ever take that job. Oh, thank you for being useful for once. I'll do it and pay you. It's tempting. Can I get that in writing? Be like Anita Sarkeesian, just straight up steal footage of other people playing. Snoop Dogg was smoking a blunt with both hands while someone played for him on stream. Yeah, I saw that. He was playing SOS, but someone else was playing the game. He was just sitting in front of a green screen, but he never, like, pointed... He never said that he wasn't the one playing. He was talking as if he was playing. So like 2 hours into this stream of Snoop Dogg playing SOS, he just holds both hands up to smoke and light a blunt while his character is still running and turning on screen. And the entire chat started going, wait, what? It was interesting. You know what I'm mad about? They had Snoop Dogg for a Spyro the Dragon Reignited commercial, and they didn't make a joke about, like, lighting it up. He just went outside and, like, met, like, Spyro on a drone, came down, gave him a copy, and Snoop's like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go play this. And then he left the screen. What I wanted him to do was, like, turn to Spyro and go, like, hey, Spyro, my man, can you give me a light? And then it just cuts to black. That would have been legendary. Level 15. I'm not getting to level 15 today. To be honest, I couldn't really see myself playing another hour even. I should have done the contest or the event. Play the event after this.
Select your champion.
Koga.
Like Koga again.
Koga.
Smoking weed gives you telepathic powers. I'm sure it convinces you that you do. If you're gonna have Snoop in your commercial, might as well go all the way. All I'm saying. Feet controls. You think he was doing that thing like Muselk did when he was like playing TF2 with the race car controls with his feet? I used my feet to play RuneScape once. What was it? I'm trying to remember what it was. There was something super click intensive. This was like maybe 2 weeks ago. Fuck. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like spinning flax or something. Something I had to like keep clicking over and over, but I didn't want to keep clicking. So what I did was I put tape over the bottom side of my mouse so that it couldn't move. Then I put my mouse on the floor, and then using my big toe, I just kept hitting it. That way I could use my hands freely to do like whatever, to like eat a sandwich or like browse the internet or do things that only require one hand. And I would just sit there grinding on RuneScape with my foot. It's effective. I think you can get banned for doing that technically, but I didn't. Sounds like something you do at 13, not 21. Oh, I did it at both. The difference is now I have the patience to actually utilize it. When I was younger, I'd like put tape on my Game Boy to grind Pokemon levels in the daycare, but I'd get impatient and stop after 2 hours. Now, I know I'm not going to be doing anything for 4 hours, so if I can relegate some of that into grinding, then I'll make time. FUNKe's a visionary. Can we invest in that product? Maybe. I have like a big list of products that I want to make, but I have no idea how to make a product, so they'll just sit forever unmade. And I don't mean like the joke products, like the gloves named Reality Man, so the slogan is "Get a grip with Reality Man." But that's definitely one of them. Maybe I'll be Koga. I'm already Koga. Nada. Nightbot is going fucking ham. Ban all of them, Nightbot. You go. Ban all of Truck's chat. A single bot is going is going to single-handedly ban over like 100 people. This is a tag raid? Oh no. No, I like tags, viewers. I just want Trucks to get pushed away. Shit, Nightbot, stop. No offense, Truck. Oh, it had to be the Paladin stream, too. Alright. Next stream is gonna be like fucking... not even lunch, like breakfast. Because what always happens is Tag starts streaming before I do, so I never get a chance to raid him back. This is a one-sided relationship, and I'm better than that. I think Nightbot has chilled out on the bans. The artificial intelligence has opted not to take over humanity today. We'll save that for another day. It was a setup from the start. The plan was to get you banned. Use right click? Dude, I can't even use my fucking brain. You want me to use my right click? I'm out. What's this shiny E in the bottom of my... bottom right of my screen? It's pissing me off. Why would you make an icon that glowy? Like, it's trying to make me pay attention to it. I don't want to look at that. I'm gonna use it so it goes away. Honestly, that was really annoying. There should be a way to turn off that. Did I just get counter-dodged? Trying like some slick maneuvers here from my days of playing scout and flanking. Only got me one though. I feel like this isn't fun for the horse. That stance. That applies a lot of pressure into two specific parts rather than properly distributing his weight. I think that classifies as animal abuse. You know they got rid of the butt pose from Tracer and Overwatch? They need to do that, but with that horse pose. Can we get a stream of you eating lunch? I have this military rations package of jalapeno. It says it's jalapeno beef patty. And I think it actually expires next year, so... I bought it like a year ago to eat on stream, but then I realized... Why would I do that? So I never did. Why do you have that? I don't know. I don't know. I was buying stuff and I saw an MRE and I thought... I didn't think... It's the opposite. I didn't think at all. That's the problem. Just do it. So I'm curious if I can, like, jump that. Nope, not enough height. The whole point of streaming is to humiliate yourself for views. Yeah, I always forget that. Which is stupid, because it's so obvious. You can climb walls. You can climb my love and respect. That'll be a short climb. Oh my god, listen, I know it's shocked you, but you don't have to put out the fucking fire alarm. So I like how he rolled out sideways. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I've been a little surprised. For anyone that still stuck around after that raid, I'd like to take a moment to explain why you're seeing me play Paladins. It's not because I'm a huge advocate for this game. It's because I figured enough time has passed it was worth giving another shot. And, I mean, I'm having fun. I would still probably opt for the alternatives, but, like... if nothing else, I feel like you have to give high-res respect in trying. Yeah, they take a lot of shortcuts. And yeah, they're not really the most original IP. But I think they definitely care. Plus, they gave me the TF2 engineer skin. So, like, obviously they care about their players. If they know me that well. Apparently high-res ruined the game. I mean, from what I've heard, would not be a shock for me. All I'm saying is, I've at least enjoyed this. I don't think it's something I'd pick up again in my free time, but I don't regret dropping a few hours on this for fun, just to see what's up. If only because I haven't really played an FPS in a while, so it's fresh enough for me. I think if I was still as into Overwatch or TF2 as I was back in the day, this would be a very hard sell for me to even download. But I don't mind as much for now. Oh, I know some Castle Crashers. Look at that play of the game. Half of it's me rolling out. True beast I am. While I'm queuing, I want to remind everyone that there is a specific YouTube channel that it is of the utmost importance that you subscribe to. That's right, T-Series. Can we get T-Series to 76 million? I think that we can do it, but we have to work together. Wait, go to event. You have to, like, pay to play? What am I looking? This is such a confusing menu. Oh, those are bundles. Oh. I thought go to event meant, like, actually play, like, a game mode. The event is just items and quests, I guess. Okay. Kinda lame. Play another, then. What's the uptime on the stream? Streamlabs OBS does not display it. I'm curious to see how long I've actually played. 2 hours? Yeah. It feels about there. I don't know. I'll gauge my interest here. Probably go another, like, half an hour or so, honestly.
Select a champion.
I don't want to, like, play it so long that I start getting, like, upset with it. I want to play just that, like, that Goldilocks amount where I enjoy it. And I can walk away saying, alright. Good enough. Now, I also want to clarify, when I say I've enjoyed it, I don't think it would be a very good esport, based on what I've seen. Though I haven't seen any high-level play. But it seems almost like it suffers a lot from the Overwatch problem, where there's too much going on to be a good spectator sport. And there's a lot going on mechanically, so that, like, as a player you can enjoy it, but I don't know, it just seems kind of clusterfucky. Like, I feel like there should be a cap on exactly how wild you can get with it. Play Androxus? Again? I was actually thinking about it, but I wasn't... You know what? I did like playing him. I'll give him another go. I do anything anyone in chat says first time, so I'll do it. Esports is in a good spot. That's good to hear, I guess. I don't want it to fail. All other events were all limited time. Hey, at least if your event isn't maps, then you can't get accused of reusing stuff, right? Not to, like, have a shitty segue here, but one of my biggest complaints about Overwatch right now is they have Blizzard dollars. The game's been out less than 2 years, and they are already reusing holiday events. It just seems lazy. Without a proper explanation, either. Like, has Blizzard ever come out and said why they're not making new Junkertown maps? And why they're just re-releasing the same thing with different heroes? Because I want to legitimately know. Is it because their resources are too focused on improving the game? Because I find that hard to believe. Because they were making social stuff, but I don't know now. See, at the beginning, when they were starting the social stuff, I could accept that for 1 or 2 updates, but it's been like, you know, a whole year now. With really nothing new. Fernando? The fire dude, right? Yeah, I played him a little bit earlier. Liked it. I think I'm more of a fan of the agile characters, though. Fernando's a bit more tanky, it felt like. Items, please? Man, I need to put auto buy on.
An enemy has drawn first blood.
It also feels like aiming is really easy in this game. Is that a normal phenomenon? I feel like I'm getting a lot of easy pot shots that in any other game I would not be getting. But I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if I'm just so good. The hitboxes are big. Yeah, I can feel it. It's very forgiving. Dragos? I have not. I would say, like, those are probably two pretty high on the list complaints for me. The hitboxes. And I forgot the second thing I was gonna say. Professional streamer, guys. Something tells me we might be losing. Oh, by the way, the second thing was the fact that you have to unlock heroes. I don't like the unlocking heroes mechanic. Give me them all. Give me so many choices that I panic, don't know what to choose, and then choose the wrong thing. Better to make the wrong option than to have no option at all, right? And that's how I started meth. It's free to play. It's how it's meant to be. I've seen a lot of free-to-play games on the market in the last decade that didn't have to resort to unlocking characters, so I don't know if I would completely agree. What the hell is this audio design? I can't tell where that's coming from. Is that him? It sounded like there was someone to my left.
No problem.
Do you also think that way when you unlock characters in Smash? I think that there should be a faster way to unlock characters in Smash. Oh, shit, I thought the game was over. I mean, there is a faster way, but it's not official. You have to, like, close out, and I've been doing that. But I also think Smash is kind of different. Well, is it? I don't know. I feel like with a team-based game, it's sort of a different scenario. In a 1v1, limiting your players' pool kind of makes sense because it's like, well, if you want to, like, you want to introduce them over time. But with this, what happens if the enemy plays something that you can't counter because you don't have the counter unlocked? I guess you could also argue that in Smash, but can't even really plan ahead like that anyways. The Paladins don't have a good esports potential, but you completely ignored the loadout system and item system. Also, comp matches have a champion ban system that makes comp matches have a fair bit more strategy than Butt Watch, where it's literally just rock, paper, scissors. I didn't mean to imply that it has no esports potential. I just meant I don't have any interest in it as an esport because a lot of the things like classes and hitboxes devalue that. I also, like, followed that up by saying, well, I don't know for sure how is the esports scene. Because I know, I don't know the truth of it. But yeah, I can totally see why, like, the items and all that. The engineer for Team Fortress 2! He would never do that. I'm crying. I think I can see why there's esports potential. I don't think it's the kind of esport I would play, though. I think there's a lot of micromanagement in this game with your loadouts and stuff that I don't enjoy as much in my shooters. I like pure mechanical focus in my games. Just a game where you learn how to fight well. And yeah, you have abilities, but those abilities will never change. They're more or less the same the second you spawn. So a game like this where you have a lot of like the subcategories of upgrades and cards and items, it's like not really for me, but I can see why it's for people. You don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah. Paladins esports pretty decent. I just get mad at Overwatch because I feel it overshadows Paladins so much when it deserves a better chance. I will agree that Overwatch is overrated. I don't know if I would say that Paladins, like, deserves to be where Overwatch is, but I also can admit I don't have the experience to act like I know that for sure. I don't know this game in and out. I can say first impressions, I think Overwatch clicked with me a bit more than this did. If only because it's simplified, and that's kind of the explanation to why it did so well. Because Overwatch is such a simplified design that it takes the core parts of what makes a game like this good without having all of the complex ones that sort of gatekeeps a lot of casual players. So my point is, I don't feel like Paladins ever could reach the level Overwatch does, because there's just not a demographic of that many people. There's not that thriving of a demographic of people that want this complex of an esport. A lot, like, and I don't mean this like it's a good thing. I don't agree with this necessarily. But it seems like, especially when you're talking about Overwatch, a very large portion of the demographic is, you know, people that aren't that familiarized with competitive games, but they like the idea of it. And Overwatch is an easy way to jump in. I have seen that Shammy video, yeah.
Take a good look.
But I'm not speaking, like, through that. I'm just speaking through my own experiences. I've played this one before, so I'm at least a little familiar. I know we still have a bit, but do you have a game of the year? What do you mean? We still have a bit? I mean, what games are coming out December to get to make it? For me, Celeste was this year, right? I don't want to get my dates up wrong if it was like December of last year. Celeste was really up there for me. It definitely highest indie. But like I don't know if like objectively that would win best game of the year. That's just mine. I haven't played God of War, but I can understand why it's so why most people point to that when they want to name it. Celeste is how would you describe Celeste? It's like a I don't know. It's like an indie platformer, 2D. Amazing soundtrack. I don't feel like my words could do it justice. It's nice. It's nice. I didn't realize it would go that short. I feel like had the Messenger handled itself better, it could have been up there with Celeste for me. The first, like, 5 hours of the Messenger were really strong. But halfway through, the Messenger went from being, like, a linear... What would you call it? I guess kind of Metroidvania? No, I'd say it's more like Ninja Gaiden. Like, the second half, it tried to become a Metroidvania and have you backtrack, and the backtracking sucked. It sucked for me. I did not like it. I thought it really took away from the game. There was very, like, minimal fast travel. The ones that existed still wasn't even that fast. It felt like a chore. If they had not done that and the whole game had just been, like, the first 5 hours... I think it could have it could have been in the running. Was I assume Hollow Knight was last year, right? It was like late last year. I never finished Hollow Knight, but I did enjoy it. And I'm seeing a pattern with all of my choices too. Indie platformers. Look, guys, I'm playing smart. Temporarily. Oh my god, he's got the rust strafes. This dude plays DayZ. Wow. Probably should have reloaded earlier, huh? You're playing really badly. No. I thought I was doing well. At least I'm not this guy, right?
30 seconds remaining.
A bit of cover-up.
Here's Bits for giving us a nice chill stream. Thanks. Oh my god! Hey, no problem, man. Anytime.
10 seconds remaining.
I was reading chat and I look up and fucking 6 of them were there.
No problem.
When someone abandons, a bot takes their place. Pro Gamer 2368. Uh-oh. Got our work cut out for us then. Can I just say I hate this shit where developers try to like they don't make it obvious that a bot is joined. Like there's a given when they have like the character's name. But generally games like, you know, like with TF2 it says bot right next to their ping. It bugs me. Especially like PUBG doing the mobile thing where half of the games are all bots, but it never tells you that. I feel like there should be a law instated that you can't fake having real players. There probably is, and these are just workarounds. He does this for money, so technically speaking, he's indeed a pro. What, a pro streamer? Dude, I make like fucking $5 per stream on a good day. I wouldn't take that too into account. 2.5.
Stop the payload.
Well, I said 5 is in like 2 subs, so 2.5 times 2, which I don't know if you heard, but actually equals 5. Trying to flank, huh? I know that trick. I came from Quake. I know she has a cloak, I just haven't really been utilizing it because I've been trying to combo my, what is it, the smoke screen with it. But no one ever shoots at me in the smoke screen, so I just haven't used it. Or they don't shoot on me after it goes away.
Set up an ambush here.
So much for surprise. Oh shit, he could still see me fine.
This is what I fit for branching out.
Enemy killing spree.
Nimble. Damn, y'all just ready, ain't ya? Whoo, triple flip. Can I get a Tony Hawk scoreboard? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I know that Twitch is a bit of an echo chamber, so I figured when I start playing this game, everyone would be shitting on it. But everyone's just shitting on me because I'm bad at it. And they're better at me. To learn that anyone plays this game enough to be better at me than me in this chat was the shocker. I don't think I used my ult once.
This is 1980. Can't you afford a fucking haircut?
Y'all just mad because Overwatch took off and you didn't. Thanks, Buff Sora. Hey, it's not $5 this stream. It's 7.5. I'm moving up.
Team deathmatch. Select
Maybe I'll get back to streaming every day at this rate.
Tyra.
You were 1 against 5. I don't know why people are shitting on you. Because the game doesn't even tell you they're bots, so I didn't even know it was 1v5. I thought I had a team. Booster activated, PogChamp. Thanks, guy. Alright, I'm gonna say 2 more games I got under my belt. Unless I, like, go off and revitalize my energy. Otherwise, I almost feel like I've gotten my fill for the day.
Customize your champion.
The hunt calls.
I feel like games like this and Overwatch need to take a tip from Nintendo and learn how to make their AIs bullshittingly good. That way, when someone leaves, I just get something even better. Like, imagine one of my teammates leaves and a Yarn Yoshi comes in. The enemies would just fucking quit, because they're not gonna win. Did they nerf it in Smash? Ooh. Hey, maybe I have a reason to stream it again then.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
You know what kind of pissed me off about Fallout 76? Back like when it was in development, Todd Howard was like cited saying the game won't have NPCs because the players will be the NPCs. And I thought that was really cool. What I thought it would be like is like everyone will have their own list of quests that they can like barter and share, and like you can like hire someone to do work for you or whatever. But no, it literally just means you'll see them walking in the distance and you can maybe shoot them if you want. There is actually no reason to treat other people like NPCs. There's no system. Todd and your sweet damn little lies. I feel like that would have been cool. Have some sort of system. A Fallout-y system where maybe you can like, everyone gets assigned a quest and it's like, find someone to do this quest for you. They have to like have these requirements or whatever. You could even like set up a shop where people can come by to get a quest. I don't know, something to like really help you get into that. Like the whole online part of it is almost irrelevant, I feel like. Like what's the point of it being online? What do you think of the champ designs? I think some of them, like Ash, look really cool. Mostly, I prefer waifus over butt watch, to be honest. I figured you meant, like, mechanically. Visually, I feel like this game grazes the line between I like it and I'm indifferent. Like, some of these designs I see, and I think they're cool. Like this one, maybe I'm just a sucker for, like, goddess designs, but something like that's cool. But there's, I don't know. There's definitely plenty I just don't care about. Like the dwarves and all that. I always thought it'd be cool if someone made a game where all of the tropes of fantasy were subverted. Like they made the dwarf, instead of being a builder, he was like a mage. And the elf, instead of using a bow, they use like a battle axe. I'm sure there are plenty of games like that, but I don't know any that explicitly do it justice.
My role in the grand scheme isn't over yet.
Just play D&D. Orc Bard. Oh shit, I gotta see the Orc Bard. I mean, Goblin Slayer well, not really. It's got like a reptile man that's a shaman. So that's sort of like same vein. I guess Dota kinda does that. Like the dwarf in that game's a sniper. But I don't know. That's the only example I know of. You can't just rush a tank? Is this a tank? I didn't know. I'm not saying I shouldn't have known. I'm just saying I didn't. Actually, yeah. Looking at it, that's a tank. Hey, I'm killing the tank now. Oh, buddy, what are you doing? You're like right here. Hello. Yeah, enjoy the corner, you dummy. I literally just hotboxed her. New strategy, I'm naming it the hotbox. I wouldn't stand still in that. Am I against bots? I can't tell. They have one, I think 2 bots. I can't tell. Enjoy your healing, Totem. I tried saying totem and podium. I just said totem. Oh. Fuck. I mean, it happens. I feel like the audio design in this game is somewhat lackluster. I'll frequently see... I'll hear sound effects from random angles, and there will be nothing there. I don't know if that's supposed to simulate reverberance, like when you yell and it sounds like it's coming from a window. But it really throws me off. And I don't even say that like a small complaint. Like, audio design is a very important part for competitive games. I thought it was like a sniper. Hey, where the hell am I? Just teleported. Stream buffering like crazy. Is it? Oh, I see why she's a tank now, or mate. She's made of fucking stone. I try to pay attention if people say the stream buffers, because I have minimal delay. It's pretty short, but that also means it's more likely to buffer for some people. Feel you deeply when you say the designs vary in quality. Like, you have Dragos, a spitting rocket lizard, and then you have Victor, literally just a COD character. Yeah, varies in quality is sort of like a good catch-all be-all for this game. Like, there's so many individual things in this game. It's like, yeah, I appreciate that. That's cool. And then there's plenty of things you're just like, I don't care. Gucci? Sorry, I had to make the one joke. This is the, I think this will be my last game, by the way. I've gone through just about most characters. I think there's a couple I missed, but I'm not really feeling trying everyone. If anything, it's better to just play one so you can at least learn it.
Customize your champion.
Did anyone notice that after part 4, Araki just went like full gay with all of his designs? I'm not even complaining. Some of my favorite designs are post 4. But like, he went full. And I don't even mean like, I mean like straight up, what do you call it? Like string cheese clothes. With a really weird, sensual posing. You saying Polnareff ain't gay? I ain't saying that. I'm just saying at least dude covered his nipples. You could see his biceps, but at least the nips were covered.
Prepare for battle.
Oh my god. Planning on streaming this weekend? I don't plan to not stream this weekend. I guess, yeah. The problem is there's not that many games that I'm like dying to stream. And the games that I've been playing, I don't want to like overstream, like Smash. I don't want to just overstream Smash. So if I do, I'll probably like pick up an RPG. Maybe even finish Bloodborne. Maybe. See, I wanted to do like a weird stream, but I have to figure out what weird means. I mean, I always want to do weird streams, but they require a lot more setup. Damn, he's got some damage. D&D, please. I don't have anyone to play D&D with. Is it possible to play a 5-man campaign alone? If so, I have an idea for my next stream. At that point, isn't it just kind of playing with your imagination? D&D with chat? What could go wrong? I won't let you DM. I'm gonna get fucking killed on the first, like, level 1 enemy. Damn. All of the DMs came out of the woodwork with that comment. I appreciate the offers. I will legitimately consider it. Make a singing contest? I'm trying to get into the Twitch Sings beta, but they won't accept me. And you're not allowed to really do karaoke on Twitch. It's technically against the rules. Like, you can put on songs and just happen to sing along with them, but you can't, like, explicitly just do, like, a karaoke stream. Does this guy have a lisp? Window Quidditch. He sounds like Elmer Fudd. Where you end it, look at the champions on the champ menu, take a glance and say that guy looks cool. Alright. I'll open the menu before you can point it out.
Point spawning in 15 seconds.
Sing us some songs. Kanye West loves fingers in his ass. I don't listen to music. I'm more of a brown noise kind of guy. I'm dropping a fucking mixtape on FUNKe tomorrow. You want to hear me sing? I got you covered. Although it's mostly rapping, I guess. But there's a couple songs. Make up for it. May even drop it in the sub club tomorrow morning once it's all rendered and ready. Good life cover win tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow with the mixtape. For those unaware, I'm not just putting out a mixtape for fun, though I definitely would have. I did a Halloween charity, and one of the incentives was making a TF2 mixtape. And tomorrow's the big day. I wrote my own rap verses on this, so don't hurt my feelings. Stream Darksiders tomorrow. Stop putting it off. Trust me, I'm well aware that you want me to play it. I have just chosen not to yet. Leak it. See, I need to use his abilities, but everyone dies from like 2 pot shots. So I haven't had a chance to really use them. Although just then might have been a good time to use one of these. Is there a voice chat in this game? I guess, assume there's a voice chat, but I'm kind of surprised I haven't heard anyone use it. Like, I'm not a big fan of using them when I'm just casually playing, but there's usually always someone screaming obscene words into it. Oh, this is the guy with a roll. That makes sense. His abilities don't do much. Makes sense then. Probably like one of those utility builds. No one uses it because they're antisocial. Oh, I just assumed they didn't use it because they're all bots. Dude, what happens when AI in these games gets so good that they can give the bots a text-to-speech voice chat? How awesome would it be to play, like, Overwatch and then have one of the bots just screaming obscene words into the chat? How immersive would that be? Their own bots getting... Like, you can report them for being toxic. What the fuck did you just fucking say about me, you little bitch? Get off of Hanzo, you fucking loser. Alright. What was the design? Someone wanted me to look at like an especially nice design.
Sky.
Not that one. Jeez. Do an acoustic mashup of Suzanne and Lorraine. Damn, that's actually not a bad idea. I've played some Suzanne in my free time just as practice. Oh, I like that design. I feel like I'm just a sucker for all, like, shoulder paddy things. I don't know why. But, like, the shoulder pad and cape aesthetic lands well for me. This good dude just looks fucking funny. I like it too, though. Same reason. He's got a skill cape. Which skill cape is that from RuneScape? Cyan. I want to say fletching. Nice fletching cape, bro.
Legs.
Not really into it. And this is just... Oh, it feels a little generic. Which I get to the point. But... I don't know. At least 76 had like a visor to make him unique. This looks like a Fortnite skin. I'm sorry. I almost made a whole stream without anyone having to hear the name, but it's true. First time playing this? I played it a few times like a year ago, way back. Not even more, like more, I guess. It's been a long time, so I've never really sat down and looked at the game. This is an interesting choice. I like it. It's not that the tree person is like unique, but I like their addition of it. And this kind of just feels ripped from Overwatch, to be honest, but no disrespect. I'd say this is probably one of the most unique designs of the game. Dragon Man. Rogos. And this just reminds me of Kronk. He is a lizard. Oh, I'm so sorry. And then you have all of these characters that I don't even have unlocked. Ooh, shit, that's cool. That's a cool glove. Does he have a skin that turns it gold? He definitely does. Wait, I thought I had her unlocked. Did they lock her away from me? They, like, undid what I had. How dare they? Eh. It looks like something from, like, a weird 3D indie game. Like it's from Rhyme. Sword Maiden? Or, Fire... What's her name? Firekeeper? I don't know. I'm just thinking of pale, blind girl names. Midna from Twilight Princess. There you go. Look at Ashen Bomb King. Alright, last two. Ashen Bomb King. That knack. Alright. I dig it. I don't know where Ash is. Ash is. I have a crush on her. I've only seen her for 3 seconds, but I have a crush on her. Fuck! Oh well. That's gonna be the end of the stream for me then. I know it was a bit shorter. I've been trying to finish the mixtape, so I've been editing all day. So I don't really have the energy to do a long stream. But honestly, I'd say I don't know if I'd say like my opinions were, or my expectations were subverted, but I was pleasantly surprised with the state of the game. It's definitely better than when it came out. Maybe that's sort of just because it's had some time to like sit in the field, so it's not getting overshadowed by Overwatch or anything now. I don't really think I'm gonna. You won't really catch me playing it in my free time. Hold on, I'll go raid someone else. Who do I have online? Time. Oh, but he's playing Fortnite. My only two friends I have on are Time playing Fortnite and Sleeping Bear playing Overwatch. Take your pick, guys. Overwatch or Fortnite. That's literally all I have for you. I'm sorry. If I had a better option, I'd offer it. Host a random guy? I don't even know what, like, category to look in for that. Paladin? Oh shit, I was the highest Paladin streamer. That's kind of sad, actually. Nah, I'll give it to, Vine Sauce? Is he even live? Oh, I guess he is. Yeah, why not? He has so many viewers already, though. Like, I'll give it to Time. He's playing Fortnite, but Vinny doesn't need more viewers. I love him, but I feel like it makes more sense to at least drop it to one of my smaller buddies. No, too bad. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up a raid for Time. I want you to go into his chat and just say the word crunch with a period at the end with no context. Okay? I'm sending you over now. If you want to watch Vinny afterwards, go for it, but I just need you to crunch. C-R-O-N-C-H. Just give him a crunch. Period. Bye.